Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifu here, and we have some quite big news in that there are some changes coming in to the American Express Delta Airlines co-branded credit cards. Now these changes are coming in on January 30th, 2020. And some of these changes, well, some are actually quite good, some are bad and do include increased annual fees. But the cards actually have increased sign-up bonuses as of today, October 1st. So if you apply today or before January 30th, you can actually get the increased sign-up bonus, but with the old annual fee, at least for your first year. Obviously, when you renew your card next year, you'd have to pay the new annual fee. So just to raise that point, and we'll go through the sign-up bonus on all cards later in the video. But let's first of all look at the benefits which are being added or changed on all of the personal American Express Delta cards. There are some changes to the business cards too, but we're just going to go through the personal ones in this video. It's a bit much for one video to go through all the business ones as well. Okay, so let's get started. First up, we have the Delta Skymiles Blue American Express card. Now, all the changes are positive on these cards. It includes 2 miles per dollar at restaurants worldwide. Okay, so currently this is just US restaurants. The ability to pay with miles and also no foreign transaction fees. So the changes on this card are basically all positive. There are no negative changes. Changing the restaurant category from US restaurants to worldwide, that's great. That's what they did on the Amex Gold. It was originally just US restaurants. And it looks like what they've done with this card, if they just made it better to use internationally, okay? So international restaurants plus no foreign transaction fees, it's becoming more of an international card. Just a shame American Express isn't accepted so well internationally. But if you can use an American Express, then you've now got no foreign transaction fees and better earning at restaurants. So all in all, positive changes on the Amex Blue, and that is the no annual fee card. Okay, so we're going from low to high. Next, we have the Gold Delta Skymiles Credit Card from American Express. Positive changes will be 2 miles per dollar at restaurants and US supermarkets, so it's just 1x at the moment. You'll also get a $100 Delta flight credit after you spend $10,000 in a calendar year. That might be enough for a short haul flight. So those are the two undoubtedly positive changes on this card. Let's now have a look at, the more negative changes. The medallion qualification dollars will no longer be available after 2019. The discounted Sky Club access is being discontinued, so it was $29 per person. Now you're going to have to pay full price. Annual fee is raised from $95 up to $99. So it's only raised by $4, and that's happening on January 30th. So that's not really anything at all. Now the changes in this card make it good for everyday spend, okay? Restaurants and US supermarkets, but it's still beaten by the Amex Gold card, which is 4x on restaurants and US supermarkets. And Delta is a transfer partner of Amex, so you could just spend with the Gold card and transfer over to Delta and you'd be earning more miles than you would on this card. But obviously, that's not the only reason to have this card, because you get things like priority boarding, free check bag, etc. You're not going to get that on the Amex Gold because it's not airline co-branded, so there is still reason to have this card. And obviously, you can't have every card, so you've got to weigh up which one you want. And if you're a Delta loyalist, this might be good for you, and it just got better for everyday spend. Another thing to point out as well about the discontinued discounted lounge access, Amex said that the people who have this card weren't really traveling that much anyway, so they didn't use the lounge that much. And, perhaps people who value lounge access should go for one of the higher tier cards, basically. Next, we look at the Delta SkyMiles Platinum American Express card. Now you're getting quite a good new earning category, so 3x miles on Delta purchases. Originally it was just 2x. And also 3x on hotels, which right now is just 1x, so that's a great increase. 2 miles per dollar at restaurants and US supermarkets, up from 1 mile per dollar. They're also adding global entry TSA pre-check credits. Now we'll look at the other changes. So you're still going to receive 10,000 MQMs at $25,000 and $50,000 in a calendar year, but bonus redeemable miles will be removed. $39 Delta Sky Club access, so that's increasing up from $29, okay, the amount of money you have to pay to go into Sky Clubs. And also the annual fee is increasing to $250 from $195, but that's only from January 30th. So a lot of positive changes for point earning on the card. There seems to be a bit of a trend in the industry right now to give higher point earning but less benefits. You see it with Citi, you see it with Amex. I don't know, that just seems to be the trend. Giving global entry TSA pre-check, it's kind of like, meh, you can get that on so many credit cards. So many different credit cards have that. You can get it on the Sapphire Reserve for an effective annual fee of $150. So it's really easy to get, actually. It's not hard to get at all, so I don't really care about that. I think that's a bit of a stupid thing to add. Anyway, let's go for the next card. The Delta Reserve Credit Card from American Express. Now on this card, you'll also get an enhanced earning rate of 3 miles per dollar on Delta purchases, and that was originally 2 miles per dollar, but that's the only earning rate that's increasing. You'll get an additional 15,000 bonus MQMs for spending both 90,000 and 120,000 in a calendar year. You'll get 2 one-time guest passes for Delta Sky Clubs, and that's in addition to the existing individual membership. You'll get complimentary access to Amex Centurion lounges when flying Delta if you've purchased the ticket with this card. Guests, so you can also bring 2 guests, but they have to pay $50 each. You get global entry, TSA pre-check, and also access to complimentary upgrades even if you're non-medallion. There are some changes though, which are for the worst on this card. You'll still receive 15,000 MQMs for reaching 30,000 and 60,000 in a calendar year, but bonus redeemable miles are going to be eliminated at those spending tiers, okay? Sky Priority Security Access, which is the priority security lane, like business class security, that's going to be eliminated, which is a shame. The annual fee is also being raised to $550, up from $450 from January 30th. So definitely a great increase on the earning rate with this card. Global entry, as we said before, meh. A real shame about the Sky Priority security lane being, cancelled on this card. However, the card gives you a accelerated route to Gold Medallion anyway. And if you look on Sky Priority is available to Gold, Diamond, and Platinum Medallion holders. So if you get to Gold Medallion with this card, which you can if you're a big spender, you get Sky Priority anyway. And so that's sort of kind of what's happening with this card. Basically, it's making it easier for big spenders to get status, okay, perhaps without even taking any flights, okay, because you can actually get enough MQMs to get up to Gold if you're a big spender. Now, people who aren't big spenders might actually do better with the Platinum card rather than the Reserve. But apparently Amex has listened to feedback and stuff and specifically designed this card, according to what card holders want. Also, access to Centurion Lounge is a really great added benefit because Centurion Lounges are really great and the lounge network is expanding all the time. Amex recently, not recently, but a couple of years ago, they canceled being able to get into Centurion Lounge, paying money for non-Platinum and Centurion holders. So, maybe they have a bit of spare capacity, so they're now opening it up to the Delta Reserve, only when people are flying Delta. So that shouldn't be that many people, but, they probably have some spare capacity that they're opening up. And so I think it's definitely a good use of it. And, that may be good, actually, at supporting the Centurion Lounge as well, because obviously, if people from this card are getting access, then perhaps a portion of the annual fee is going towards funding the Centurion Lounge program, and that means that they can expand it even more, right? That's what I think, probably. Lastly, let's talk about the bonuses on these cards, and some of them have increased bonuses that are actually online from today, October 1st, but you don't get the increased annual fees until January 30th. So, if you apply now, you can get the higher bonus, but not have to pay the higher annual fee for your first year. So let's go through the bonuses. So the Blue card, it's a 10,000 point bonus for $500 in spending in the first 3 months. Actually, I don't think that one is increased. The Gold card, this is definitely increased. It's 60,000 points for spending $2,000 in 3 months. Plus you get a $50 statement credit for your first Delta purchase in the first 3 months. Platinum, 75,000 miles plus 5,000 MQMs, spending $3,000 in the first 3 months. And you also get a $100 statement credit for your first Delta purchase. That could cancel out a short haul flight, basically. For the Reserve, it's also 75,000 points or miles, Delta miles, plus 10,000 MQMs, and that's for $5,000 spending in the first 3 months. So some very good sign-up bonuses there. You may ask me what's my take on all of this. I think these benefits are, they're going to be positive for some people and negative for others. It kind of depends on your strategy, I think, with the card. Amex has said that they are kind of aiming each card at kind of a specific audience now. So they've done a lot of research. They've worked on this for like a year or something, and they've kind of tailored it to what customers are saying and who uses each card. So, there's kind of method to it. On the sort of Delta, medallion program and stuff, I can't really comment on that because I've actually never used it, and it sounds like a really complicated program. I was looking it up on, online and looking at the award levels and the chart, and I was like, man, I got a headache already. It's really complicated. Okay, it seems a lot more complicated than other, airline loyalty programs. But I've given you the information basically about what's happening with MQMs and all that kind of stuff. So you guys who are in the program who understand it, you'll be able to know what's going on from the information I've given you, even if I don't quite understand it, and it seems a little bit complicated to do all the research on it just for one video. But in the future, you never know. I might get one of these cards and get onto the Delta program. Really, I'm more kind of leaning towards United, because Newark is now very obviously my local airport. Before, I could go to Newark or I could go to JFK, but now I'm just so far from the city. There's a train link from where I am to Newark Airport, so it's much more convenient to go to. Of course, Stewart Airport would be even better, but only 5 airlines fly from there. Norwegian just cancelled their their flights from there, so it's a real shame. But anyway, guys, that's our video on the Delta American Express cards. Please leave your comments below if you're interested. Remember, you can get higher sign-up bonuses with still the low annual fee if you apply before January 30th. Please subscribe if you're new for more credit card tips and tricks, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.